historical episodes where an army has seen another army which was greater but wasn't really, through visions, because there were picture or stories were told about that army, that they had this, they had that. So what this army saw was something more than what there was, and acting on whatever's in the mind. I'm talking to some young kids who want to go down this road. I usually say to them, you know, God created Shaitan, the devil, and if he wasn't busy with us, you know, he'd be unemployed. And imagine the chaos that would cause if Shaitan was unemployed. So maybe we all need to do a bit of mischief, but we are accountable for it. Whatever we do, we can't blame somebody else inside. It's just a joke.
Yeah, I know. You're making mischief again.
So, in conclusion now to your religious back views and maybe with some of your personal views as well, can we just kind of conclude your thoughts on the topic, just to kind of bring it in a summary of what you think demonic possession are about and the concept of it?
I find it difficult to wrap up in the sense that the jury is out to some extent to me, so I'm not going to give you a very straight answer. And on the few occasions when I have come across this, the questions that I ask as a Christian pastor, the first question is, how can I help this person? And me simply saying, what you're experiencing is just a fantasy, it's not real, is not going to help that person. I have to take seriously what they're saying to me in the terms that they're using, even if those are not terms that I want to use, because my first comment is actually to try and help that person. So I think that's kind of the key practical pastoral issue for me if I come across this. What can I do to help that person?
I would say that within Judaism, I would say there's a couple of different elements in conclusion. There's one which is textual and from the historical, which is saying that in the past there's lots written about the idea of being having some kind of a external force or external energy, spiritual essence within oneself, which is certainly there. I think on a practical level, in modern day Britain, for Jews living here, it's not something which happens, or it's not something that I experience here, whereas it's just not part of my reality of what people. If they were to, then I'd probably deal with it in a similar fashion to how Stan has referred to it, as that as far as referring to somebody who's more competent in dealing with such matters, as this is not something that I'm familiar with. And but I would generally probably refer also to, if somebody feels that they're possessed, then my first reaction, gut reaction, is going to be go for psychiatric or psychological mental problems for feeling possessed. It would be my first reaction to that, rather than to deal with it myself.
I agree with both of you. I mean, that's the Abrahamic view, isn't it? But I take the issue in relation to majority of the kind of people. A mosque is not an ethnic group. We have all kinds of people, black, white, brown, from all over the world, educated, non-educated, etc. That brings a challenge where they bring with them phobias or issues that they come up with. Living in Britain, living in the West, having come from a rural background, is a challenge in itself. Put the blankets of understanding in relation to relationship breakdowns, the nurturing environment that exists in a rural area which doesn't exist in the city, the relationships within and external and with the family that have gone and evaporated. And whatever knowledge, faith knowledge a person has, he sticks to things that we believe in. God has created man and jinns and that, and we are told to keep ourselves clean, and we are also told that salvation is through, the purpose of life is worship and to do good deeds. But in that journey, connecting with your faith, you will carry things in your mind which, not evidence-based perhaps, but whatever way, and this is an issue with mental health and loneliness amongst the communities that have newly arrived in the West. And whether it's schizophrenia, where I believe statistics say that majority were black, patients rather than white, where this is predominant. Well, is it because of deprivation or the area they came from? And I think as our children, third, fourth, fifth generation, are educated, that understanding of faith will become more, and they will then see that faith in its true light and start living it without going down that journey of feeling victimized or I've done something wrong, I'm going to be harmed. Where it's that relationship. For us, it's quite easy. I'm accountable solely to God. I don't need an intermediary, confessions or whatever. So in our case, the path is clear, but the knowledge of mental health within our imams and scholars is something we need to develop. Why? Through that, this idea of chaplaincy and this idea of reaching out and giving a hug and, you know, a nudge here and there to put people on the right track is the key thing we need to work on. Thank you.
Can I say in my language? You can do translate.
You speak Urdu?
Can I say in my language?
Yeah, say that's fine.
Because he's more
It's
articulate.
okay.
Yeah, if it's easy for you to speak in Urdu, then you can translate in English. That's
I'll
better.
try. Because I'm Indian.
Oh, okay. I don't speak Urdu. Sorry.
Go for
You
it.
both don't speak Urdu.
I understand it.
Koi baat nahi.
Okay.
A little
will
bit.
try
So
and
I'll try and translate some of it as well.
This is fun for you.
Yes. Sorry about that. मैं सिर्फ इतना कहूँगा कि जहाँ तक यानी क्योंकि यहाँ बात है रिलीजन की, यानी जहाँ तक रिलीजन की बात है तो हम उसमें अगर देखें तो 3 तरह के लोग सफ़र करते हैं जो जिनको रिकॉग्नाइज करने की ज़रूरत है। कुछ लोग जो मेंटली तौर पर सफ़र करते हैं वो करते हैं साइकोलॉजी, और उनको जो प्रॉब्लम होती है वो दर हकीकत मेंटली भी नहीं होती, सिर्फ साइकोलॉजिकल वो प्रॉब्लम में होते हैं। और बाज़ लोग ये समझ लेते हैं कि इन पर जादू है या कोई इनको कब्ज़े में लिए हुए है, हालांकि उन पर कुछ भी नहीं होता, सिर्फ वो साइकोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम में होते हैं। दूसरे किस्म के वो लोग होते हैं जो मेंटली तौर पर वो उनका जो है ब्रेन दुरुस्त नहीं होता। लोग उनको समझ लेते हैं कि नहीं, इनके जो है इन पर ये किसी के कब्ज़े में है या इन पर किसी चीज़ का असर है, हालांकि दर हकीकत ये भी दुरुस्त नहीं है। और तीसरे वो होते हैं जो वाकई तो हकीकतन इसी चीज़ के अंदर, यानी किसी इनविजिबल चीज़ों के अंदर वो कब्ज़े में होते हैं, और लोग उनको ये समझ लेते हैं कि इनकी मेंटली हालत दुरुस्त नहीं है। अगर आप पीछे यानी हम मॉडर्न दौर में हैं, अगर आप पीछे चले जाएं तो भी आपको इस तरह के लोग मिलेंगे, अगर इस दौर के अंदर आ जाएं तो भी आपको इस तरह के लोग मिलेंगे। सिर्फ फ़र्क इतना है क्योंकि आज हम अपने आप को ज़्यादा वो करते हैं, जिसको हम कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि हम एडवांस दौर के अंदर हैं, एडवांस इसके अंदर हैं, टाइम के अंदर हैं, तो लोग बतलाते नहीं हैं। वो अंदर अंदर घुलते रहते हैं, यानी अंदर अंदर ख़त्म होते रहते हैं, लेकिन वो इस चीज़ का तज़किरा किसी और से नहीं करते कि लोग हमको बेवकूफ़ कहेंगे, पता नहीं क्या कहेंगे, क्या क्या बातें बनाएंगे। इस वजह से वो इस चीज़ को किसी के सामने ज़ाहिर नहीं करते। अगर वो डॉक्टरों के सामने ज़ाहिर करते हैं तो डॉक्टर उनको मेंटल हॉस्पिटल भेज देते हैं या दवाइयों के ज़रिए इलाज करने की कोशिश करते रहते हैं। ऐसे मैंने कई, यानी मेरे सामने कई वाक़यात ऐसे आए हैं जो मेंटली तौर पर इल थे, यानी मेंटली तौर पर उनकी दिमागी हालत दुरुस्त नहीं थी, लेकिन वो समझे कि हम इसके अंदर हैं, किसी चीज़ के कब्ज़े के अंदर हैं। और ऐसे भी देखे जो सब कुछ दुरुस्त है, सब कुछ सही है, उनका दिमाग सही है, काम करता है, लेकिन उनको किसी चीज़ का कब्ज़ा या अनदेखी चीज़ का कब्ज़ा महसूस होता है। तो इसका यानी जैसे अगर रशीद ने कहा, इसका हल कमर्शियल नहीं है कि कमर्शियल तौर पर हम इसको हल करें, बल्कि इसका हल इंडिविजुअली तौर पर है, यानी फेथ के अंदर। और मेरा ख्याल ये है कि यानी इन तीनों चीज़ों को अलग अलग तरीके से डील करने की आज भी ज़रूरत है। इवन हर मज़हब के अंदर, चाहे वो क्रिश्चियन मज़हब हो, चाहे वो जुडाइज़म हो, चाहे वो मुस्लिम हो, हर मज़हब के अंदर इन 3 चीज़ों को डिफरेंट तरीके से हल करने की ज़रूरत है ताकि लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सफ़र न करें।
You said it's beautifully.
We're waiting for your beautiful translation.
Okay. Mufti Sahib expresses the